Remember, for all your for your viewers and listeners, if the cop's talking to you, that means he doesn't have enough to arrest you. Otherwise, you would have been arrested.
Zuckerberg, right? We're watching.
No. Hey, what's up? Do it. Remember, all the way here from Southern California. Yeah, you know what the heck? We have any extra hats?
I remember something.
Trying to fight who got clout. I'm a boss of energy, but some G's be kin to me. And my team, we rock my V's like it's Louis all on me. This a Ferragamo house. I'll sit down and watch your mouth. Yeah, my hoes, they always pouch.
This your one Caddy Chris, man. You are now watching 7 Questions in a Session. We are here today with Mark and Quay. We're here with Mark and Quay Wasserman, man. We are in California and we came to do the show. Shout out to our sponsor, Spray 420. And I'm asking them a couple questions and we're going to go from here, man.
And this shit's the best, man. Deodorize. Don't deal with the smell. It'll help you.
All right. So first off, I know you guys from the Instagram page, the Pop Brothers at Law. So where did that name come from?
Well, about probably 8 years ago, we've been in this location for a long time. About 8 years ago, when I was doing a lot of criminal defense work, that was just pot cases that were coming around. We were outside in the parking lot smoking, like we do when we take our breaks. And I said, I'm getting all these pot cases. I'm going to make new cards. You know, we're brothers, we're lawyers, we smoke pot, Pot Brothers at Law. It was almost a joke, you know, and we made up some little cards and all my pot cases. That's kind of how we created it. But with no intention of using it for advertising or marketing or anything back then. I don't even think Instagram was around back then. But that's how we created the name, and then his son ultimately pushed us to start an Instagram page just under 4 years ago, and we used that name. And
yeah, my kid's brilliant at social marketing. Yeah. If you follow him at all.
I might have to as soon as we're done.
Yeah, J Cure at J Cures and at West Coast Cure. He was hanging out with Be Real at the time, and there's a kid called Getting High with Adam, and he's getting high everywhere on IG, and he wanted to have he has an interview show it was on the internet where he smokes like a fiend and interviews people.
Yeah, that's what we usually do.
And so my kid told him, hey, I bet my dad and uncle will do it.
Well, they were looking for attorneys to come on and talk about the new
Prop 64
that was coming out, because this was January 22nd, 2015 that we actually went on the show.
Yeah, there was legislation for Prop 64, which was in 16, that was pending. So we decided he would have done it in a heartbeat, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an old man. I get high every day, and am I going to show that to everybody? And I figured, you know what, it's an internet show. Most people are smoking who watch his show, so I figured, what the fuck? And so we went down and did a show, and we were at the Be Real Studios, and after we did the show, we smoked and answered questions and had interviews, the whole thing. Afterwards, my son's like, you need to make up an Instagram page. Because I'd heard about it, he'd been telling me about it. I'm like, what the fuck, 15 seconds? Back then, it was 15-second clips when we started. And, okay, we're sitting there with Be Real. We got a picture with Be Real. Let's, put it on the... So I stood there and just went, Pop Brothers, and I put a space in between each word. That's why there's an underscore. I didn't know that.
So it's a pain in the ass
it
now.
It is, but I didn't. All I'm doing is putting POT space, at space, and anyway, so that's how that started. We posted a couple pictures of the Be Real show, and that's how the Instagram page came about.
It was born.
All right, so second question I'm gonna ask you guys, like, what made you guys want to start the law practice? Like, where did that come in?
Well, you go first.
Well, I've been an attorney 32 years almost, and so I've been in law forever. He got into law about 10 years after me. I was doing more business litigation, some more comp stuff, anything to get you to court. He was doing mainly criminal defense. And then in 1990, whenever that was, my son, again, he wanted to do a grow. And we had medical then, and there were special ways to set up to do it properly.
So you had a defense.
So you had a defense if you got busted. There was no license for it. There was no regulation for it. It was just this broad thing of, without getting into details, if you do it this way, if you get busted and you can prove you did it this way, then it's a defense. Okay. So we went to bat learning the laws.
for him.
And that was, what, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then you and then we've never advertised. 31 years I've never advertised. I never paid for advertising. It's all word of mouth. Been successful with word of mouth. Whether we win or lose, I'm going to tell you what your chances are. So if we lose, I'm going to have told you this was a good chance. Okay. And that doesn't happen often, but we're very upfront about that. And that's how come win or lose, we still get referrals. And so it really wasn't until my son had us that day on Instagram, because we were already doing weed law for a long time. But we were just,
when we got him out of several felonies multiple times.
Weed felonies.
Because he'd stuck to the script and he was operating the way he was supposed to.
So he basically brought us in. My son brought us into the cannabis community, quote unquote, because Instagram's got a huge cannabis community, and by having to start that page, and then we started thinking, what are we gonna do with this page, and maybe type up some tips, and then we started with this 15-second. We actually did. If you go back and look, literally, we started reposting a few lately. 15-second. That's all we had. Now we have a minute, and it seems like an hour.
Yeah,
because we got a lot of info in those 15 minutes.
You get a lot done in that minute.
We did a lot in the 15 seconds. We got a lot of info out there, and then it turned from it was going to be about California law. That's all we can comment on. Cannabis.
We were catering towards initially cannabis patients in California because they get fucked with the most by the cops because of the smell and all that shit. And so that's where we were directing this whole idea of how to talk to the cops and the 25 words and all that. Then it just kind of springboarded nationwide, and we realized, this applies to everybody.
Yeah, the script applies in every state because every state you have your right to unreasonable search and seizure and stuff like that.
Why did you pull me over? I am not discussing my day.
Right.
Am I under arrest or am I free to go? If I'm under arrest, I invoke the fifth and I shut the fuck up.
That's get the hat. Do we have any extra hats?
I remember something.
I don't think so. We just
I'll have to send you some hats.
I remember something, man.
We used to go to a lot of the consumption events when we first started doing this, and we'd walk around. If someone could do the script, we'd give them an STFU hat.
Yeah, man. I remember
like that one right there. Actually, that's an original. That was that's a prototype.
First one.
All right, so I always tell my story on 7 Questions in a Session is, until yesterday, I'm going to say, the best weed I ever smoked came from Lincoln, Nebraska, oddly enough. And I'm from Wisconsin, of course. But I want to ask y'all, where the best weed y'all ever smoked come from?
Right here.
West Coast Cure.
That's our family.
California. My kid's a connoisseur. He used to grow it, and it's growing's a pain. You can find growers who just love it to grow, and they're good growers, and they're master growers, and he can source the best weed. And before you guys leave, we'll go out in the parking lot. We'll test it out.
Definitely.
Then you can say,
what's the best for you?
You can
Definitely. All right. So what motivates you guys to even keep doing the weed law or just being in law? Period. Because I'm pretty sure every year you guys step up what you got going on. So I want what motivates y'all to keep going?
Well, this dual motivation is, one, people need help in the cannabis space in California due to the regulations, the financial barriers to get into the business out here, and because of, we're in a modest office in Orange County, not in a high-rise in LA, we can help people a lot with a lot lower rates on fees, on getting things that they need to get done. People come out of the black market. They weren't in business. They don't know a thing about it and about government regulations, and it's just a tough nut. So that's motivating to keep going on. And then just with the shut the fuck up stuff, it just kind of took on a life of its own.
No idea.
And
we were walking through the airport the other day, or anywhere, and it's just, hey, you're the shut the fuck up guys. Saw your video on this. I saw it over here on that.
I posted a video of you guys on my Facebook page in September of 2018, and I still today have people sharing it. Like from back then,
wow.
Like still sharing.
It's always
the video
relevant.
Of if you guys, I was talking, and actually you was saying the script, if I ain't mistaken, and still to this day I still have people sharing it, and it's like, man, that it gets a long way.
Yeah. Like
you won't understand. Like I don't even remember how I first started following you guys, and I'm from Wisconsin, so when I seen it, I was like, this is the page I need to follow. Like, and they cater straight to me.
And the funny thing is, we really don't. All our time is spent really catering to the IG crowd. But he has it going, once you post it, it goes here, 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 and here. So I don't know, we weren't really looking at that Facebook page too much. It was just kind of a, it went to all the different social medias from IG until of all people, Roger Stone, you know who Roger Stone is? Probably going to jail for Russia collusion and big time political operative.
Just got indicted.
Just got indicted, but he actually posted on his page, December of this last year, one of our Shut the Fuck Up videos, probably the recent one that's going around, and he says it should be my attorneys. And he can't shut the fuck up. If you ever see him on CNN, he can't shut up.
We've been actually interviewed him on our talk show before.
And so his post on Facebook is what sent us from 140,000 followers, which is still not bad, to today.
Last I seen it was like 300 or something.
Yeah, it's at 335,000.
It just 345 now. That was in a month. A little over a month. And then it went from 140 to 345.
All of our other social media outlets we're on it, LinkedIn, Twitter, but we never really pushed those. We just kind of, posted things there and never were really active on those like we are with Instagram and all that stuff.
But the motivation, though, for the Shut the Fuck Up is we get DMs. And if you look on our page, we post them that says, "Thank you, this saved my ass. I had a zip in the back, in the trunk. I shut the fuck up. I didn't say anything. I took my ticket, and off I went."
I think I wrote the page once a couple months back, and I got pulled over.
You might have posted it.
I just finished smoking, and dude was just like, "Oh yeah, go about your day." I ain't had nothing else on me, but I know it's like, I just finished smoking. I know in Wisconsin they really fuck with you. Like,
I
bad.
bet.
You right now you still get like
it's still a felony.
No, they moved it to like where it's 28 grams is a misdemeanor now, but you still get a $500 ticket.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're all ass backwards. You can carry a fifth on you though. Drink that sucker. That's okay.
But the more people that we can get this out to, and just helping one person is so satisfying. But we get them out from all over. That it helps, and so we're going to keep doing it.
We've had people of all races. We had one recently where it was a Hispanic gentleman tatted up and
non-gang member.
Non-gang
pointed
member.
that out. He wasn't a gang, but this is how he looks.
He gets profiled, and he used the script, and
they roughed him up a little bit, and ultimately gave him off with a fix-it ticket.
Okay.
Because he didn't say nothing. Remember, for all your your viewers and listeners, if the cop's talking to you, that means he doesn't have enough to arrest you. Otherwise, you would have been arrested.
Why is he not arresting me?
The only way he can do it is to get you to rat on yourself.
So,
it doesn't matter what color you are.
With the last and final question, I always leave this spot for your guys to promote themselves, so you can want you to let everybody know where they can find you guys on social media. Let everybody know if it's a big case you guys fighting right now. I leave this last spot for y'all to. Y'all, it's on y'all.
You know what, though? I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Do you think that by using the script, we get a lot of people who are people of color that say, bullshit, it's not going to work, it's going to get my ass beat?
You're privileged white men.
Yeah, we get that. So, I think the unfortunate thing is, people of color, the whole community, it's been ingrained that it's not going to work. And we're trying to say, it will. It will help. And sure, they might still beat you, but they were probably going to do that no matter what you said.
Definitely.
They're not going to do it when you hear it on the video and the audio. I'm not discussing my day. You're nice. Get out of the car. You get out of the car. You do nothing to aggravate them. So what do you think?
I always feel like you got two types of cops. You're gonna run into one who having a bad day. You're gonna run into one who having a good day. So it's it all determines which one you run into. So even if you do spit the script and he still wants to kick your ass, he was gonna do that before he pulled you over.
That's right.
So it was
and by doing what we say, because every time a tragedy happens, 9 times out of 10, and I think only once one of them actually got acquitted, convicted. But 9 times out of 10, they're walking because they're able to say, I was afraid for my life. He was reaching here, or doing this, or in my face, or whatever the case may be. They're able to say that. So doing what we say.
The guy just got a gun pulled on him. I don't know where. We're not sure what state it was because the guy asked me to get out of the car. And even if he has no reason, no basis to justify that, You get out of the car. You shut the fuck up. Get out of the car. Let him do what he's gonna do. There's audio, video, and we can come back later and say everything you did was wrong. All charges dismissed if there is any. You know, and that's how it goes. When you start going, I'm not getting out of the car. Like, you have no reason. Like, fuck you. That's when shit goes down. So
and maybe you're right, but why push it? Why? You know, that video where the cop just immediately pulls the gun when the guy refuses to get out of the car. Of course, the cop was wrong, but just get out of the car.
Later.
Just get out
exactly.
of the car.
Exactly.
There was another video floating around where a guy got tased like a bunch of times. And
I seen that. It wouldn't work. And they kept tasing him. He just kept,
him.
he showed me that.
And,
I mean, they weren't right in what they did, but the guy didn't get out of the car. Another one of those. It was another one of those.
And it was talking back and, you know, saying a lot more than 25 words.
I mean, we tell people, be respectful. However you do it, you be respectful of your rights. They're gonna be blown away and get frustrated, and then probably go to the next guy who doesn't know the script and is gonna get him to tattle on himself, and then he'll have his, you know, they'll have a case.
Because remember, they don't want to give just a traffic
ticket. So anyways, follow us give them.
Pot Brothers at Law. That's POT_brothers_at_law on Instagram. We're also on Twitter at the Was Law. We're on Facebook, Pot Brothers at Law. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. Just Google Pot Brothers at Law. It should all come up. We're there. And if anybody has interest in doing anything in California in the cannabis space, or you need criminal representation or some kind of consultation, you can give us a call at 855-WASS-LAW, WASSLAW, and we do give discounted consultations for your viewers. So mention where you saw us.
And this is Caddy, Chris from 7 Questions in the Session. Shout out to our sponsor, Spray 420. If you riding and you smoking, you need this.
You need that.
You need this in your car.
Put it in your bathroom.
We use that all the time. Thank you, Spray 420 as well. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. And shout out to our other sponsors, Vulgar Clothing. And for all your camera needs, holler at Orange OJ did it on all social media. And we out of here. LG.
I'm a boss, no kin to G, but some G's be kin to me. Yeah, my team be rockin' V's like it's Louis all on me. This a fair, I'm a house, I'll sit down and watch your mouth. Yeah, my